Previously on the Dead Dragon Society.
Are there any caravans going to Barovia?
Bologna.
It's Barovia.
Like, what do I know about Barovia?
This is what you guys know from the outside, is that it is a kind of like a magical pocket dimension that every adventurer that has gone in has never returned. As you all walk in, one big thing changed as you look around. Mr. Theo Blackthorn is young again.
Do I feel younger?
You feel lighter, you feel
guys,
young.
what do you see? What do you see? I look at my reflection and went, oh my, oh my, oh my. What's going on here?
You see a young half-orc,
Trogrim, it's one of your kind.
except for one thing. He has a giant pair of angel wings coming out of his back.
That is not my kind.
I take that back.
You called your shot too early.
What are you looking for? Why would you come to this place?
Well, we're...
Looking for a part of our friend.
Have you seen a shooting star?
You're thinking of Chad.
Is there anything we should know or be worried about in this town?
No, there's no crime. There's no violence.
What are these sins you speak of?
It's not my place to share.
We were told this is the land of Barovia. Is that nearby here?
Oh! It used to be Barovia, but we got rid of that horrible vampire years ago. Everybody's out. Everybody's having a great time. Everybody has wings. As you scan the crowd, Theo's jaw drops. It's been years since you saw him last. Yet here he is, almost exactly how you remember. The only difference being the giant pair of white wings sprouting from his back. You see your brother, Roosevelt Thorne.
Sun on my face, it's a brand new day, and it's telling me it'll all be okay.
Here we are, once again, around our fire. And the question, when was the last time you were deceived or betrayed? And what resulted from this negative experience? And with that, make sure you introduce yourselves and give your answer.
Hi, my name is Paige Raymond. I play Anne O'Neing, regionally renowned one-woman band in the Forgotten Realms, on a personal journey to do her village proud by racking up fame and good fortune. Arch nemesis of Peanut the Squirrel. I feel like it's been a long time since anyone's had the confidence to betray me or try and deceive me. I can't say I've ever been deceived before. But if I were to think of the last time that someone betrayed me, it probably would have been that woman in Newfoundland who did not schedule my act properly for the festival. And then I had to do all the work myself. That one cut deep.
My name's Matt Callahan. I'm playing Horatio Rumbuckle, a traveling bard, performance partners with Peanut the Squirrel and friend of Anne O'Neing. The last time I was betrayed was probably from Ariel's Tailors in Neverwinter. I had brought in all these different pieces of clothing to outfit Peanut the Squirrel with an incredible jester outfit, but it required a lot of fine work. We agreed on a price. Unfortunately, when I came back, the tailor did an admirable job. I noticed she also had a lot of kind of bandages wrapped around all her fingers, but she demanded out of her suffering that I pay 3 times the cost, and that was just absolutely abhorrent. Could never agree to that, and I was just betrayed by her lack of mercantile integrity.
Incompetence is what it boils down to.
Yeah.
My name is Pat Salambia. I play Trogrim, a half-orc barbarian was magically infused with the Rage of the Weave, and is on a quest to save his village, and has a mysterious artifact. When I arrived in Newfoundland, I was given a drink I had never had. Max said it was good. It was not. I felt betrayed.
I'm sorry, buddy.
And
but you'll
deceived.
grow to like it.
Have you tried the non-alcoholic type?
I have not. I hear Ye Old Athletic. Brewing makes a good one.
As we sip in real time on Ye Old Athletic Break.
Not sponsored.
Not yet.
Think about it.
My name is Jorge Bardeles Joyner. I play Maximilian Dupont, a chubby merchant kid whose one goal is the utter destruction and humiliation of his stepfather. The last time I was betrayed, I was 8, and I found my father's corpse. And he used to say, a man finding love was like a farmer finding a dragon's hoard, a life well lived. I thought he loved me, and that was the betrayal. He left me.
Always so dark.
Right. I'm internally dark.
People
get
who
it.
subscribe to the Patreon will get that joke.
I get it, yeah.
I'm the gorgeous brooding type. Leave me alone.
I'm Black Glitter.
I'm Frank Chaponi the Elder, and I play Theo Blackthorn, the wealthy, well-to-do merchant of Newfoundland, who recently took up a new side hustle as a warlock. And he does have a tortured past, which leads me to the story. When I was, I want to say 17 or so, I don't know if you all know my story. I was sold into slavery at a young age by my mother, and I struck a deal with my slavers, and I said, "Give me 1 copper, and I'll turn it into 1,000 gold pieces, and I will buy my freedom." And they laughed at me, but they agreed, and one of my slavers tossed a copper my way. Well, I took that copper, and I started my own business. And then I sold that business. I'm giving you the short story here. And I bought another business. And then I sold that business. And a few years later, when I was 18 or 19 or something like that, I had finally amassed 1,000 gold. And I took that to my masters, and I threw the coin purse at their feet, and I go, "There's your 1,000 gold, and I want my freedom." And they laughed, and they realized that I had an aptitude for running their businesses and making coin, and so they just closed their grip ever so tighter on me and did not give me my freedom that I had so well earned. And they betrayed me, and they chained me to my desk, and they made me work for them for many, many more years as a slave. And they did not live up to their promise of letting me buy my freedom. And so that's the last time I was betrayed, and I'll never let anybody have that power over me again.
With 1,000 gold, you definitely could have hired people to kill them.
Hindsight is 2020.
That is 2020, yeah. To be young and naive.
Where were you 30 years ago?
I wasn't born yet.
Deception.
If we could circle back to
God, I love that.
if we could circle back to Athletic Brewing for a second, I think there's an opportunity for athletics check.
Athletics
I think there's a beer in there somewhere. Anyway,
Just if you hear think of the can, that's our athletics check. We're just throwing it at the can.
Welcome to episode 6, the Poppy Festival.
Rosie? Rosie?
Teddy!
Rosie!
Teddy!
Rosie!
What are you doing?
What are you doing here?
Same voice.
the timbre of this conversation is very high.
Last time I saw you, I was on my deathbed. And that's when I found this place. And look, I'm young again. I'm healthy.
So am I.
Right?
Right, yeah.
Isn't it wonderful?
It's a little unnerving.
You'll get used to that. You just haven't been here you haven't been here that long.
Rosie, you were how old were you when you passed?
I didn't die.
I don't understand what's going on.
We have been traveling for a day. Shall we find some food?
Right. Let's go to my home. I would love for you to meet my wife and kids.
Wife and kids?
Yes. I'd love for it. Let's go back to my
You're
to my
an
home.
uncle.
Are they Uncle Teddy? Are they Do they have wings?
Let's go. I'll explain everything at the house.
Do you have food?
Of course we have food.
Chickens?
Hi, brother. I haven't seen since I thought you died on a bed. Do you have food? If not, I don't know if I really want to come over to your house. Maybe we can get something in town.
Should we Uber Eats it on the way?
Oh, with the delivery fees these days? No way.
Hey, you got to pick it up on the way.
Yeah.
So okay, well, so one second, and I pull my friends close. Look, I do not know what's going on here. I don't know if we should go with him. I don't know what's happening to me. I'm so young, and my dead brother is here, and he's got a wife and a kid.
Yeah,
and
that was a wild emotional moment that you guys shared just in a very public space. Just
What do you guys think we should do? What do you think we should do? Should we go? Should we stay? Should we run? Should we hide? Should we find Chad? What do we do?
I think you should be happy. And I give him a look. Be happy that you have found family. And now we have a base to start our troubles from. And then I cast Awaken Mind, and I look him in the eye. My eyes glow a little bit. I'm very suspicious. Nothing here seems right. And if need be, I'll kill your brother for you.
This is the second or third time I've seen Max do this, and I go, okay, share with the group.
I don't know what you're talking about. And then I awaken mind to her. Be quiet.
I grasp my head and I go, what was that? Quietly, under my breath. I think that I also might have died to the group because I did not understand what just happened.
Jesus.
Talking to
Christ.
Theo, I say, I also don't know what's going on here, but this seems as good a lead as any.
He definitely probably knows where the library
He doesn't
is.
seem to have any ill intent, and my feet are starting to blister, so I can certainly, my strides are a lot shorter than yours.
Perhaps we can figure out what the magic is.
Yeah,
Information is good.
I feel better. I feel better going there with you all, and I think, but I am a little bit suspicious and rattled, I might say.
It's
and
okay. We're here
emotionally,
for-
yeah.
We're here for you, Uncle Teddy.
Say, don't call me that.
As we are walking with Rosie, Trogrim says, What is this festival for?
This festival is the festival of the poppy. It is every 100 years or so.
The poppy.
That's why everyone's so happy.
It's the poppy.
We're all high on opioids.
I've heard of these opioids. They sound good.
It's the
Better than beer?
In some ways.
Should I try opioids?
every 100 years or so we wait for the calling, and it comes and we do the power transfer, and it's a blessed time.
The power transfer.
Do you have a new leader? What do you mean by power transfer?
The power transfer. Basically, what happens is every 100 or so years, it's what freed us from the rule of that nasty vampire. It comes, and it's kind of what powers our sources here.
So, are you saying it's been hundreds of years since the vampire's been vanquished?
Yeah,
How long have you been here, Rosie?
about 50 years.
Okay.
So this is your first festival?
Yeah, I say quite exciting. It's most of our first festivals.
What do you mean most of your first festivals?
Well, we have the elders, but besides them, we all came here.
I look at Theo and I'm trying to do the math on this. I'm like, 50 years. You must be at least 100 years old.
Youth. Rosie, am I dead?
Oh, no one here is dead.
But
Are you sure?
all right, let's put a
I
pin in
think
that
I'm
one.
dead now.
Nobody can die.
But
Are
you
you
did.
sure?
Nobody can die. Let's focus more on that. What do you mean nobody can die?
You can't. There's no crime. There's no violence. There's
Also, you can die, just nobody goes out and does die.
You can't die.
So if I were to stab you right now, you wouldn't die.
You can't stab me.
Rosie.
Is that a
on
challenge?
our way to, just after we passed through the portal and we came here, we were met by a half-orc man with wings, bigger than Trogrim here, by the way, and
Only a little. Only a little bigger than Trogrim.
He was just slightly broader, but that was it.
It's okay, buddy. It's okay.
and not easily intimidated, I might add. And he said that he was leaving here because of the sins of the town. What do you know him?
I'm trying to
Do you
stab
know
your
this person?
shins.
This half orc?
As you're talking, which I'm assuming is not working.
Yeah, it's just kind of every time you try to stab me, it just kind of either moves or you literally cannot stab me no matter how hard you try.
I gesture silently and oh, look at this, motion.
Keep talking.
I look at Enoing. I'm like, do me.
I walk over while you're still talking. I'm just going to try and stab Max.
Are you sure this is magic and you aren't just weak?
I stare at Trugrim and I go, town?
Oh no!
Good burn.
Rosie?
What a low blow.
First things first, Trogrim, D4 damage for that.
Psychological damage.
Got vicious mockery. Damn.
3. Oh,
That's a burn, all
that
right.
was a good burn. Ouch. Ouch.
The half-orc we met. Who was he?
We probably should have asked his name.
I thought we did.
Ignol.
Ignal?
That sounds
that's-
about
was
right.
him. That was him.
He disappeared a couple days ago.
Yeah, we met him this
Walking
afternoon.
for days? It took us like 2 hours to get here.
He probably wasn't walking for days. He probably took some time to
Yeah.
think about. He's the one that every once in a while, someone walks away from the town.
Every once in a while. But if this is heaven, why would they do this such a thing?
I will show you guys everything. But let us finish the festival.
Roosevelt, we heard on our way in that something we've been looking for, which brings us to your very beautiful, very idyllic town, is in the library. Is there a library that you could point us towards?
Yeah. There, as he like turns around, you look and he points kind of like right behind him, and you see this beautiful architecture, very Gothic library. It's as if you've.
Is it similar?
It is almost identical.
Okay.
Oh, in Waterdeep, in Neverwinter.
In Neverwinter.
We will never get that one right.
I'm writing it down now.
Neverwinter.
Let's go. Let's go back to my place. Have a fantastic dinner.
Reunite with family.
Haven't we been walking this whole time? How far is your place, brother?
Oh my goodness, it's right here.
We've been walking around the same block like several times.
As you see this house, it's a modest house. It's a 1-story brick house with relatively clean shingles, a nice chimney, white paint with blue shutters, and a little porch and a red tree in front. As we walk up through the door, we opens the door, and 2 young girls come running up, and they go, "Dad, you're home! Dad, you're home! Dad!"
Bring up that falsetto.
We believe in you.
And he's still holding the flowers, and he goes, "I brought you guys flowers in celebration of Poppy Day, and
Hey, Poppy.
I need you guys to,
Is this
you all
Father's
to
Day?
meet somebody. This is my brother Teddy." And then you hear a voice in the back. "Oh, that's to me. Honey, dinner's ready. Come get dinner."
Trogon perks up at the prospect of food. He says, "We must go inside."
Does that smell like chicken?
How many?
Paint the picture. We're at a dinner table. It's been a great dinner. You look around the room. It's this normal room. You see a kind of like a side table, and there's a bunch of photographs on it, and a table in the corner with just a pitcher of water.
Well, Rosie, it seems like you've done all right for yourself.
I don't think I would have lived long enough if it wasn't for the work that you put in. So I've never got the chance to say thank you. So thank you.
Well, you're welcome.
Well put.
Listen, if we
A masterwords.
listen, it's been wonderful reminiscing. It's been wonderful hearing your story of you and your beautiful wife and your beautiful children. It's been a great meal. We're here to rescue a young boy, at least a portion of a young boy. The gentleman that we met walking out knew him as Chad, knew Chad, and I'm wondering if you know Chad too. We need to go get him from the library.
Of course. I have somewhat of a hard time going to the library.
I understand.
We've had similar problems too.
And he reaches over to the picture and he hands it to you, and he goes, I had 3 kids. My oldest son used to love going to the library, and he passed away.
It suddenly got very deep and dark.
What happened to him, may I ask?
He was crushed by a wall of books.
He was roasted to death by the worm librarian.
Yeah, he entered the wrong name in the book.
Sorry, comedic
Any
relief.
number
Go ahead.
of horrific things at the library.
He crossed the reading rainbow.
It's pretty good.
That's a good one.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
gotta be faster than that, Frankie.
Yeah, that's what happened. He crossed the reading rainbow.
Well, you don't need to go with us, brother. We can go. We can go on our own. It's been great catching up with you, and I truly do want to know what's behind the miracle here. But I think we should go to the library and see Chad.
I must use your restroom. And Trogum leaves the table.
Anne has a giant plate of food, like far too much for her, and she's kind of like just shoveling mouthfuls and goes, "Are we gonna go down to the festival, or what's going on today?"
Of course, we're going to go and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's just this beautiful town. We have all of these. There's music, there's shows, there's art, there's food, all the food.
Stop right there. There's music,
Yeah, there's music.
and she thinks that I'm pondering this for a second, and Anne goes, "I did happen to bring my setup. Do you think?" And I do the little money exchange, or the where I rub my fingers together and give him an eyebrow raise. You think there's some opportunity for some profits here?
Apparently, they don't use money.
We don't have money.
All right. Well, I don't
But you're
work
more
for
than
free.
welcome, allowed to play as much music as you'd like.
Where may I find the nearest real estate broker? I would love to see vacancies in your town.
How do you get things?
So, every 100 years or so, the cycle restarts. The crystal comes, and we're able to siphon the power, and that creates our society.
The crystal.
The crystal.
What crystal? Where does it come from? What does it look like?
What kind of power?
It's a yellow crystal. It shows up every 100 years.
Where?
It usually shows up at the library.
Why?
It's always that library.
Always.
Why?
Yeah,
We don't really question why, but the first crystal is how we became free.
that makes a lot of sense.
It's how we got rid of that of Strahd the vampire.
How did you get, like, what is the actual history there?
Oh, the history.
Yeah, like it showed up and he was like, and then he ran away, or like it showed up and y'all overthrew him and.
Well, we were the old town of this area. I wasn't, but the elders. And what happened was the crystal came and they used it to defeat Strahd.
Its power, or again, did they just like hold it up and he was like, and then ran away?
They were able to use it to bind him and kill him.
I'm still a little shaky on the details. Did it come like an asteroid, like a falling star, or did it just appear?
No, it's like a falling star.
Strahd was just sitting on his throne, and then it just comes blasting through the roof right into his chest. Dead.
Oh, okay.
What a
It's all
coinky
coming.
dink.
It's all coming together. All right. I got it. Can we touch it? Can we use it? And this, I'm asking for a friend, not for me. I'm asking for Peanut. Can we use it for our own power? Can we use it for fame?
You guys are already using it.
What if we really need? Whoa, wait a minute. What?
Yeah, everyone in the town is already using it.
I would certainly, using or not, I would love to see this crystal at some point. I would love to see some of those musical acts. And a town of this kind of wealth and majesty, I'm sure, brings together wonderful musical troupes. But I think we should focus on the task at hand. And
I agree, but let me focus on just one minor detail real quick. So you guys have shops? How do you get things from your shop? Do you just take it? Mm-hmm. We have a wonderful opportunity here. We can clean them out.
Yeah, well,
And sell
apparently
it in another
there's
town.
no money in this town.
Yeah,
They-
but that doesn't matter. There's money in other towns.
Oh, I see. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Clean 'em out.
I see what you're saying.
You can definitely try, but it depends on the intent when you try to take it. If your intent is to take it to sell it and to make a profit to use for bad things like you're talking about, you can't take it.
I just want it wholeheartedly for good. My good.
Again, it doesn't matter what you say to me. It's what your heart says.
That's deep.
Trogam returns to the table and says, "My bowels are empty and my heart is full of adventure.
That was a wonderful description, Trogram. Thank you.
I am ready to go find Chad."
Well, you came in at the perfect time, Trogram. We were just talking about going to the library. It seems to be more interesting things than just Chad that we might find there.
There's a crystal that can fill you up with even more adventure and energy, which sounds a little bit sketchy. I'm not quite sure in the details, but I'll try anything once, so let's go see.
You go first.
Yeah, you go first.
All right, I go, Rosie, Roosevelt, Rosie. Okay, which way to the library? And can you, actually, why don't you just show us? Let's go, show us the festival.
Yeah, I'll be happy to. Let's get going. So you guys walk to the center of town.
As we're walking to the center of town, I pull Rosie aside and I go, "Rosie, let's come clean with each other. You died. I saw you die. What are you doing here? How did you get here? Who's that family? Who's the kid in the picture? What's going on here? We need to know before we get to that celebration."
I'll tell you everything I can. I died. Before I died, a man came to me and said, "I might be able to bring you back." And I was dead for about a day of travel to this place. A lot of people here were on their deathbed or died and were given this promise and given this opportunity.
Then what are we doing here? I'm not dead. My friends aren't dead.
You don't have to be dead to be here. It's the power of that crystal that brings us here. It's what saved me.
Where's the boy in the picture?
I can't tell you that.
Who was the man trying to leave this town?
He must have been the one that walked away. Every so often, people can't deal with the burden of this town. You will learn, you will all learn. It is not a secret. Everyone with wings knows, but we can't tell you. We have to show you.
There's something fishy going on here, Rosie.
The gang joins a death cult. It's always sunny in Philadelphia music.
It's not good. It's not bad. It is what it is. And you'll have every opportunity.
Sorry to completely derail that moment.
Is that on your recruitment poster? It is what it is.
It's what it's.
Out of context in real life, Sophie and I say "it's what it's" to each other all the time. It's what it's.
It's what it is.
It's not is what it
just
is, but
apostrophe.
it's what it's.
It's what it's.
It's what it's.
Paige can't get enough of it.
I'm glad that you say it unironically too. Can you rephrase that? It's not good or bad. Something else.
It's not good or bad. It is.
But it just is.
Okay, let me finish.
Sorry.
When we made that promise to each other to never be powerless so many years ago, I lost to nature. This is how I claim it back. And once you learn, you can do whatever you want. You can just walk away. We, the people, are not here to hurt you.
The whole country was founded on that. We the people. I'm going to stay a little skeptical.
While we've been walking, Anne has been trying to pick out any street musician setting up, trying to identify who might have bagpipes or not, for just to suss out the market. So far, nothing. A lot of pan flutes, though. I will not be bringing that out.
A lot of excessive pan flutes.
Roll a d8. 1 through 4.
Hell yeah, let's roll.
1 through 4 is going to be there's 0 bagpipes. Yeah, 50-50. 0 bagpipes. 1 through 4.
4, let's go.
4 through 8 is there's a lot of bagpipes.
It's just a
Wait, did you say 0 through 4?
1 through 4.
Oh, okay, I
1
was
through
like,
4
wait
was
a minute.
1 through 4 was 0.
Yeah, no
And then
bagpipes.
4 through.
Well, no, it's 5, 6, 7, 8 would be.
Damn it!
Yeah, I'm right. This is my market. This is my entry.
This is your mark.
Yeah.
No bagpipes.
Throw down, sell out. Yeah.
Throw down, sell out.
Buy in, throw down. What is it? Never mind. I'm derailing. Sorry.
As you are walking through town, it's a pretty busy town. Everyone kind of knows each other. It's a small town. Then we get to the center, and you notice kind of 4 buildings that stand out. 3 buildings that stand out.
Where'd that 4th building go?
It immediately was demolished in a controlled demolition the
That's
moment you
where
looked at
the
it.
crystal landed on it, and it
They
was gone.
cartoonishly like a groundhog went under it and just sucked down into the earth.
You see a very familiar library that you all know. You also see what looks like a courthouse. It has giant pillars, has 6 of them, 3 on each side with 2 double doors in the center. And you also see a tavern with a bunch of shining lights and doodads in the window.
3 of my favorite venues to play.
You just hear me talking to Trogrim. If you go in the shops, just go in there and grab something that you think you might need, and then grab 3 of those.
Do they require payment?
No, you can just go in and get it, buddy. I think you should get.
Previous establishments required payment.
This town is really weird. Just
This
go
town
in
is very
there
weird.
and get everything in the store, because we need it.
Have you looked at this guy? It's
Okay.
green.
What do you? I am set. What do you need? Why are you not going in the store?
Because you're pure of heart. You're a good guy.
This does not follow. I am a good guy, so I must go get things from the store and not pay.
Yes.
But because you are a bad guy, you
I know,
cannot go in the store.
I never
to-
said I was a bad guy.
Well, but if you said that I am a pure of heart, that implies that you are not pure of heart.
I don't know where you're getting this logic from. It just means that you're purer.
Look at that gas lamp being
Oh, I am pure. Okay, I'm going to run by this argument again. I am pure of heart, and so
And
thus
that's when we get to the library.
I must go into the store, and you cannot because you are less pure of heart than me.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. I am foreign. I'm not dumb.
I'm not dumb. Line of the session.
I hold out my fist for Trogrim in a very non-threatening way for a fist bump, and I just want to see what he's going to do. I was like, get him!
Oh, I bound her.
Phrasing.
It came out of the mouth, and I realized what happened. I ran with it. I regret my decisions.
All right, we're at the library now.
And it is the same library that you all saw in Neverwinter.
I swear to God, if there's a worm in there,
Is there that worm in there?
if there's a gatekeeping word in there, I'm out. I'm going to the Capitol building.
As you guys walk in, you see a very familiar sight.
God damn it.
2 big doors on either side, and a desk with a book, and a snake comes slithering out, and he looks at you all and he goes, "Oh, hey guys, how you doing?"
Does it look like the identical worm?
It is a different color.
Different colored worm.
Oh.
Do we know you?
I run up to the desk and kind of climb on top because I'm very short as a halfling. And
Oh, what's up?
I stare at him and I go, write your name in the book.
My name's already in the book.
Point to it. Show me the name.
Can you not stand on my desk?
I climb down.
Thank you so much.
Show me the name.
Okay. Or you could just ask for my name.
What's your name?
That's fine too, you know.
Yeah, but the book tells truth.
I feel like we've maybe got off on the wrong foot here.
As we usually tend to do.
May we enter the library?
Of course you can enter the library.
Are there any prerequisites to entering the library?
Of course there's prerequisites to enter the library. You have to write your name in the book.
All right. I take the pen and I write my name in the book.
As you open the book, you see your names written, the names that you written previously in the book.
My name is already in the book.
It appears we've already signed the book.
I don't like that.
Did this book come from the other library?
No, this book's been here the whole time.
There's
I don't like
20
that.
of fake names that Anne kept trying.
Interesting. May I enter?
He looks at the book. He looks back up at you. He looks at the book. You see a slight glow. Yeah, you can enter.
Okay, I hop down and off the little.
That's my signature right there. It's a little not hard to read, but it's definitely mine. May I pass?
I look down at the book. Look up at you. I look down at the book. You see a little light. You may pass.
Interesting.
I don't know why, but 100% this worm is banana yellow. I'm just getting that vibe, the color.
He's been taking some of the poppies that are in this sound.
All right, I turn to
use
my
banana
companions. I'm like,
I write A-OK in that book.
Look at the book. Look at the pew. And look back at the book. It doesn't light up. You can't enter.
Well, those are my initials. Anoni. Oh, is my middle name.
He hits the book and it kind of lights up a little bit. Oh, would you look at that? You can enter.
Regionally renowned
This is
musician.
very strange magic involved in this.
yeah.
We must not dull.
What are the rules of this book
Smacks
and
it
this
upside
magic?
on the side again. I go, thank you, sir. You best know it. I'm about to be regionally renowned in this region as well.
Rock on, dude. Rock on.
I pat my bagpipe.
Gentlemen, would you like to join us?
No. I think at least one of us should not write their name in this book. We don't know what this magic entails. And I don't sign anything without my lawyer present.
I think you should sign the book.
I don't like the way you're asking me that.
I can be your attorney.
You did make great arguments earlier, buddy.
I think it is in your best interest to sign the book.
Trogrum and Hammer, attorneys at law.
So is everyone peer pressuring me into this book?
No, I'm getting ready to.
I'm
enter the
already
library.
turned around and walking.
Okay. Trogum,
pressure.
buddy, are you going to sign?
Only if you sign. It is per our clause.
Well, I think the two of us should be, just behind in case they need us. And also this magic, I don't trust it.
But we cannot leave them in there. They are small.
That is true.
Hey,
Do you deny it?
I would say small in stature, but big in heart and personality.
We're all tall kings on the inside.
Amen to that.
Thank you.
I think we should follow into the library.
I do
need to
think
know
All
what
right,
happened.
we're
Trogrum.
better together. We are better together.
We are
Let's-
better together.
Let's stay together.
And I put MM for my nickname, Mad Max. See if that works.
He looks down at the book, back up at you, and he's just like this weighted, looks up at you, looks back down at the MM.
Hey, that book's gonna be worth a lot of
Her
money.
initials were able to get her in.
It lights up.
That book's gonna be worth a lot of money with my signature
It
in there.
barely flickers on. I'm like,
It flickered. I can go in. And I just start walking past him.
But only half one of the M's flickers.
I walk past him.
I shout, that's gonna be a lot of money once I get big. That's an autographed book, original Anno Ning autographed book.
Trogrum walks up to the book and doesn't necessarily sign in terms of like letters, but he draws a circle, a horseshoe within the circle, and a small V within the horseshoe, and then a line down through the middle. And that is Trogrum's signature in his culture.
the artist formerly known as Trogrum.
It's like 6 lines worth of like drawings.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. Yeah.
Before he was a barbarian, he was actually a poet.
He looks down, he looks up, and he goes, "Did you really have to use the whole page to draw to sign?"
Do you not have infinite pages?
Looks down.
Is there a limited resource of pages?
It lights up. You all can enter.
I hear him saying all
Rock
this,
on,
and I
little
look
dudes.
back. You would make a great lawyer.
Our friend here specializes in gross motor function rather than fine motor function.
There are actually limited resources for paper.
This is a magic worm.
W.Y.
Shrugs.
I open the door to the
the
left
gate.
door.
The gate
let's
goes
say.
up first, right?
Yeah. As you walk in, you see the exact same thing last time, but it's a little bit different. There's 3 rooms, one to the left, one to the right, one in the middle. As you see that, as you look around, you also see kind of a crater in the roof. Not a crater, a hole in the roof and a crater in the far corner. And in the room to the right, you see Chad just kind of sitting there with his legs up and a book in his hands.
Is it the same ghostly Chad?
You see, he seems a little ghostly,
But he's not as like frantic.
he is not frantic. He's pretty relaxed.
What's in the crater? I want to walk over and look at the crater.
You go over and you look at the crater, and you can see that it's about the size of some in our world would call it like a dice with 20 sides, but there's nothing in it. But it's about the size of a small rock.
The crater is.
Yes.
So it's not really a
So it's a
crater.
tiny
it's
hole.
A,
Like
it's a hole.
There's a puncture hole in the floor.
Oh, so it's not a hole. It's like it
It's
hits
a
the
divot.
floor, and there's like
The
it looks-
impact.
The impact. There is
How many
impact
feet?
around.
Like, was
it.
this like huge? Like, yeah, like how big is this crater? Like, if we see the divot that causes, or like the center of it's like, oh man, that's a tiny object. But how big
It's
is
like
the crater?
The crater is about 2 feet. There's like a 2 feet circle that goes around, and there's like a little tiny bump, and then like kind of like it looks like there was waves that kind of went out, but it's settled.
Is the object that formed this crater still sitting in the center
There's
of it?
nothing in the center of it.
And the hole in the roof?
And the hole in the roof,
Large or small?
the size of a small rock.
Okay.
So it's a pinhole in the roof.
Yeah, yeah, but you can see kind of like there's like debris on the ground. It's not.
Yeah.
Seems to be a meteor impact of some kind.
Could this be the same thing that took out Strahd?
Was that canonical? Was my knowledge of that event canonical? Well, let me know this. Was my knowledge of that event canonical, regardless of whether this was truly what happened?
As a DM, I kind of shrug and make a little like,
Okay.
no. It's
Yeah, I don't think I would know what's happening
you
in the
don't know
forgotten
what's
realms
been-
of
you-
Barovia.
yeah, you don't know what's going on in this place.
Forgotten twice realm, the twice forgotten realms
yeah.
of Barovia.
Just twice forgotten realms of Barovia. This this is odd. Is this a recent impact of sorts? Can I want to do like a nature check maybe, or whatever the closest to a geology check is to see if like, does this thing like this recently, something hit this recently?
Yeah, go ahead.
Maybe a nature check?
Yeah, what check would that be?
feel like a
Insight,
nature-
nature, perception, or investigation?
Oh, are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Investigation's fine.
Investigation 6.
6.
Worth a shot.
Oh, man. As you look at it, you 6 on an investigation check on what's the question you want answered?
I'm basically trying to see, was this crater recently formed? Like, if I look up at the roof, can I see that it looks like that hole has been in the roof a long time and has been weathered from rain, or is, the ground surrounding it as water would fall through it, or has
Like,
it
is the
eroded the
soil still
ground?
kind of loose?
I will give you an advantage on that roll because you're combining the roof and the crater.
That is a 8.
6.
Change out your dice, man.
Yeah.
You recognize it as something that has happened more recently because you kind of see like a little shingle kind of like holding on for dear life, still kind of on there, but it's you don't know how recently.
I'm gonna walk up to the crater, and seeing him kind of looking back and forth has inspired me to get down like a bottom side of the push-up and kind of like take one finger and run it along the inside of the crater and like look up at the ceiling and try and measure the angle at which that came through the ceiling and hit the floor. And I'm gonna sniff stuff real good in the ground, and I'm gonna roll Arcana.
Okay,
It's a 19.
it's a 19.
Nice.
You recognize the smell from the nights you spent with Chad, and you recognize that this is that this had a magical essence of Chad.
Okay, so I'm gonna stay on the ground, with like tented fingers on my stomach, and look up at everyone and go, as I suspected. This seems to be formed by magic. Not dissimilar to the magic we unleashed from the witch card. Yeah, I do jazz hands from the ground. Not dissimilar to the magic that we all created from the wish card, i.e., Chad. And I look to Trogrim for approval on my lawyer presentation of the information.
The evidence speaks for itself.
I nod, and then I
Should
get
we
up
just
and dust
become
myself
lawyers?
off. And then I nod and I dust myself off.
I will be the head lawyer. You will be associates.
Okay.
I would like to make an investigation check, or sorry, a perception check to see if there's like traps or to see if it's like safe to approach Chad.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Come on, be good.
Oh, a natural 20.
A natural
Oh, nice.
George got me dice. That was the first roll of the new dice. It was great.
And it's an investigation?
Yeah, I said perception.
Oh, perception. Okay.
Like seeing if there's traps or like something you could step on that would blow up in your face, like that.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
I'm taking a little bit different direction though. As you walk, you notice no traps, but you do notice that all of the books have no titles.
Turn to the rest of the group and say, "Is it normal for books to be untitled?"
No.
I walk over to one of the books and pull it out and open it, like look at the cover, see if I can see a title.
There's nothing there.
Open the book and look at the pages.
There's no pages.
I just hold the book up by its cover, like letting the pages splay out in front of them. No, this is definitely not normal.
What kind of library is this?
We've seen this before.
Do any of the books on like further away from Chad have? Is this a proximity thing? Like if we go to a different part of the library, actually, Trogram's just going to run to another part of the library and grab a different book and open it to see if there's letters.
Roll a d20.
I want to cast Detect Magic.
18. Oh, the dice are hot.
Trogram spent many a time in libraries.
This book.
He's four, not
Second
stupid.
time. Many a second time in libraries.
Second time. 2 for 2.
And so you ran to the other side.
I just ran away from Chad. Yeah, I'd say I ran away to
Okay.
the other side, just a quick sprint and back.
Yeah. So as you ran over there,
you
you
do.
grabbed the book, and you look at it, and it's titled "How the Sky's Green."
I
another-
go to the librarian and I say, "Is this a book that exists elsewhere? Is this a limited edition?"
Dude, guy's green.
Another gas lamp gets lit.
Is that what she says to me back? This guy is great.
Does this worm happen to smell like weed?
No, he's high on opioids. It's poppy.
Okay, so he looks at the word and says, "You are not helpful," and returns back to the crew with his book. He says, "There is a book here that says the sky is green. I'm not sure if that is related."
Trogram, we're not going to believe you, buddy. We know you've been trying this con.
He goes up and he gives the
Another
book to
gas lamp.
Trogram gives the book
The
to Chad
gang
and says,
gaslights
"Look at the
Trogram."
book. It says," and he opens the pages. And what does it show?
Roll a d20.
Oh, God. 12.
It's blank.
Trogram, it doesn't say anything, buddy.
One moment, come with me to the other side of the library. And he grabs Max and pulls him to the other side where he originally got the book and opens it again.
It's still blank.
He pulls yet another book off of the shelf. What does it say?
How to gaslight.
I like that. I like that joke. How to gaslight.
This is real life gaslight. You don't have to roll for anything, Pat.
And I turn to Max and I show the book to Max. Says, "Look, this says words. Yes."
He opens up and he looks at it, and it says "Gas lamps of the Forgotten Realms."
It does say words. What are you reading? I'm seeing something about gas lamp.
This is how to gaslight. And he
What's gaslighting?
I am unsure. Perhaps some kind of fire-based magic. And he closes the book, puts it back on the shelf, and goes back to the rest of the crew and says, "Max is wiping off these books. Something about Max is turning these books."
Hey, I had nothing to do with it.
Oh, is it not Max? Something about Chad. There is something about Chad that is wiping these books clean.
I walk up and try to lightly grab Chad by the shoulder and grab his attention.
And he kind of turns and goes, "Oh, hey!
Chad, what are you doing here? We've been looking all over for you, man.
Oh, I'm in homeroom.
You're in homeroom?
Yeah, it's a little bit more relaxed here than my other classes.
Classes.
Yeah,
What do you mean by classes?
I'm
I think it's self-explanatory.
I'm in
Like
school.
Bard?
Remember, there's a teacher somewhere that is mysteriously like, "Hey, don't touch him."
I thought you meant class like warrior, middle,
Yes, and that's
Low.
exactly what he meant.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, I'm going to walk up also and be like, "I had no idea we could talk to you here because you were that was going to be insensitive. You were frantic and also kind of invisible last time we saw you."
Yeah, I was just working. I was really focused.
Yeah, I can see it was
I can't
crazy.
really. I can't really.
I'm not even convinced that you read those books. You were flipping through them so fast.
Yeah.
Actually, Chad, now that we have you here, what's up with the book in front with the worm? Can you tell us what the magic's about? Why we have to write our name? Are we signing our life away? What's going on?
No, it's just like a check-in. Like it's just like whenever you go to any kind of school, any kind of library, you have to check in first and You know.
So this is your school library?
Yeah.
Who owns it?
This is the Neverwinter Library.
Ooh, I hate to break this to you, bud. We're in New Old Barovia.
That's exactly the
New
name.
old Barovia. I yearn for the new old.
It is called Hanover.
That's what I said. New Old Barovia.
No, that is not the
No, yeah, we're in some kind of, whether it's an alternate plane or not, I'm not quite sure yet, but we're very much not in Neverwinter.
Hey, Chad, why don't you come outside with us?
Okay.
Yeah, let's.
What's
It's a nice day. You've probably been studying hard. Let's go for a little walk.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, just put
Yeah.
a pillow in your seat. They'll never know that you skipped.
Let's go.
Okay.
So I start to lead Chad outside.
Okay. As you start walking outside, he's walking right next to you. You guys go through the doors, and as you walk through, imagine kind of like the camera panning around. As you guys walk through the door, you guys walk normally through it, and Chad disappears.
I suspected
go?
that was going to
We
happen.
have lost young Chad.
Well, I
suspected
think he's
that was
probably
gonna
back in
happen.
the room again. I walk back in and I go back to the other room.
I follow.
I want to cast Detect Magic and see if I can feel any kind of magical portal in that doorway. I don't need to see it, or just do I sense magic in that threshold?
There's a lot of magic in there.
There's a lot of magic. The whole building's magic, but you do feel magic there.
I'm walking back with Theo after I do several, maybe even quadruple takes, and I'm sticking my hand back and forth.
I think this
threshold?
doorway is a threshold of some kind. It's a bit fuzzy. There's a lot of magic, including that book. And that worm seems just general magical aura. I don't know.
Let's go see. Wait. I want to go see if. Oh,
Let's go back to Chad. Let's
Yeah.
go back to Chad.
So we go back to the room where Chad
You
was.
go back into the room. The room's empty.
Oh,
Damn it. I was hoping Chad could answer some more questions.
So in the Neverwinter library, Chad was in 3 rooms.
Yeah. So it's the same layout. There's 3 rooms. There's one on the left, one on the right, one in the center. And each one has a desk. This one has a crater in the far side.
Yep.
Chad, remember this time he was still kind of like that translucent kind of look.
Yeah.
And as you guys walked through, he was walking with you and he just disappeared as you were walking through, as you passed that threshold of that room.
Yeah. So I call out to him, Chad.
And you just kind of see his head stick back in, and he goes, "Where'd you guys go?" And it's just his head floating there
From where?
from the doorway that from.
Invisibility cloak.
It's the doorway that.
So he's still at the door.
he's like halfway through the doorway.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like he's poking his head through the
Yeah.
door from the other side.
Exactly.
I go back and I stand at the threshold and I go, okay, I'm gonna put 2 feet, and I put 1 foot on the outside of the threshold and 1 foot on the inside of the threshold of the library. So I try and be as middle as possible. So I just see Chad's head from the midline out, and I go, Chad, look outside, stick my arm and my foot out, and then come back in and tell me what you see.
So is he walking outside the room?
Yeah, he's walking outside the room. So the half I'm sticking out that would be outside that he disappears in. And I want him to come back inside and tell me if he can see my arm and leg out there.
Okay, so he walks out and he comes back and he says, "It's only half."
Where are you outside? Is it Neverwinter outside?
Where am I outside?
Yeah, when you go outside, is it Neverwinter?
It's
What color is the worm that's in the front desk?
What color is the sky, Chad?
No, we've been over this.
Are there gas lamps lit, chat?
If you're in class, why do these books not have any pages? What are you learning in here?
the books here all have pages.
I open up one of the empty. Are you still holding the Sky is Green book?
I sure am.
Okay, I go take the Sky is Green book out of Trogrim's hand, and I point the cover at him, and then I just open the cover in front of him, flipping through the pages. There's nothing here. There's no text on the pages here. What are you learning?
Do you not see the text?
No, what does it say?
Why is the sky green, Chad? Don't cut this out. Don't cut.
The pause.
It's
Frankie's
Chad.
panicking.
It's Chad staring into the 1,000-yard stare, searching his mind for the answers that he
Chad
has.
fully disassociates for about 5 minutes.
It's talking you're flipping pretty quickly, but what I understand is that it's talking about how the light reflects off of the water through but it's getting some of it gets absorbed or something. I don't quite understand, but I don't. It's
Trogrim
you're
is nodding
speaking
aggressively.
It's you're going very fast, and it's something about how certain waves are being absorbed, but some aren't, and it's about green?
Frankie, I took many courses in geography in college, and you nailed it. You got it. You got it in one.
Frankie had to look up several scholarly articles about the green flash.
Oh, you
because
got it. Yeah, it's totally intuitive.
He knew this question would eventually pop up.
It's worth it. Look at that.
Chad, if I recall the last time we saw each other before you mysteriously disappeared, you mentioned you were starting to remember things. Is this, or do you find that this class is helping you remember further?
Yeah, it's somewhat helping me. Not this class. This is homeroom. It's pretty, it's pretty relaxed in this room. I don't have to do much. Have you seen the teacher?
Have not seen the
No,
teacher.
I've
No,
not
where's
seen
the,
the
where's the teacher?
The homeroom teacher. Well,
What do they
It's-
look like?
it's the worm outside.
Oh, that's your teacher.
What?
No wonder it's relaxed in here.
It's not all coming together, but it's coming together.
Chad, when do you get out of this schooling? Would you like to continue traveling as we had before?
Well, I don't really want to. This class is nice, but I really, really hate the other classes. I really don't want to be here anymore. Actually.
Trogrim turns to Chad and says, "Who is making you go to school?"
Well, everyone at my age has to go to school. It's what we do, and I guess society.
Society is your teacher?
No, my
That's not the answer.
I learned on the streets.
Well,
School
no,
of
that's why
hard
I'm
knocks.
going to school. I guess because, that's why I'm going to school. But
Society man.
my teacher,
The word pops his head back in. Society, man.
my teacher,
Just like smoke coming out of his nose.
actually, the guy that's kind of keeping me around here, I think his name is Maxium Leaflet.
Chad, are you in the other classes right now also? Why can I see through you?
And he looks down and he's like, "You can see through me?"
Yeah.
That is, and as he's about to explain, you hear a bell, like a school bell.
Wow.
And he goes, I gotta go to my other classes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, where is it? We'll go with you.
At the Purple Rocks.
I nod knowingly, but my eyes are blank.
Well, Chad, the last time we saw you and you mentioned some other places that you were, or no, what was it? We figured it out by
Looking at his notes.
looking at his notes. Yeah. We found some of your notes the last time we saw you in a less interactive form, shall we say. I mentioned the Purple Rocks Islands, and it also mentioned Waterdeep. Are you also headed to Waterdeep?
Yeah, that's one of my class. Uh-oh. And you hear a deep voice. Chad, what are you doing?
From just all over.
Yeah. Homeroom ended. And you see him kind of get picked up by the collar and then dragged out.
Be gentle with him.
But we don't see who grabbed him.
Dragged out the front door of the library?
Yeah.
Okay, I run out the front door.
You run out the library and you go through the door and you see the worm sitting there and he goes, "Hi,
Do you know any of the other teachers?
teachers."
Who's Axiom Leaflet?
He's the principal.
Is he a worm?
I don't think so.
How do I become as chill as you?
You've been more than helpful. I run out of the library.
I see you.
And then when I laid off the doors, I look around frantically, obviously not seeing much of Chad, and I drop to my knees and stare at the heavens and I go, Chad! And then I just sit there waiting for everyone else to catch up in silence.
Sun on my face, it's a brand new day, and it's telling me it'll all be okay. All the clouds and the rain that's of yesterday, yeah, I'm telling you it'll all be okay. It's a good day. It's a good day. Oh, I only got one life, so I'm gonna make it mine. Oh, when it's about that time, I'll make it feel like sunshine. I feel the sun on my face, it's a brand new day, and it's telling me it'll all be okay. All the
Hey, thanks as always for listening to the Dead Dragon Society. If you enjoyed this episode, do us a solid, will you? And tell a friend. You can also leave a 5-star review. That'll help others find this content. Be sure to follow us on TikTok, Insta, and X. Thanks for being a part of the society. We'll see you again next time.